See you soon. The Universal School Meals Program that was implemented during the pandemic was not renewed for the coming school year. Despite the end of that program, no child will be turned away due to outstanding lunch balances. Officials with Pittsburgh schools say they're trying to let parents know they have to apply for free or reduced meals through the Department of Agriculture's website.
It's going to be a little bit of a learning curve because the last couple of years our parents had to fill out paperwork in a little bit different way and different paperwork. And so now we're trying to educate the public on what paperwork they need to fill out so that they can qualify for free and reduced lunches.
Alternative lunches consisting of PB&J or a sub sandwich are for students with outstanding meal balances. An aviation program is taking flight at Wyandotte High School. The Chief Leiford Bearskin Aviation School will start this coming school year. Freshmen and sophomores will have the opportunity to take classes to get their personal pilot's license or branch out to different pathways like plane maintenance, safety and security, or drone piloting.
We're a lot more concerned with who these students are going to be 5 years from now than just who they are right now. We want them to have an idea, an understanding of the career that they're going to go into, and use that as the hook so that they can understand what they need to be doing while in high school.
The program and supplies are funded by grants from ARISE veterans and the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association. Topping today's Health Watch, new research shows eating a large amount of ultra-processed foods can have a big impact on brain health. Reporter Elise Preston has more.
We know they are not the healthiest, but ultra-processed foods are quick, easy, and tasty. Now, new research shows eating a lot of these products can significantly speed up cognitive decline. The research presented at the Alzheimer's Association International Conference followed more than 10,000 people over 9 years. People who consume the highest amount of ultra-processed foods, more than 20% of the daily caloric intake, had a 28% faster cognitive decline, in particular in memory and executive function. Ultra-processed foods contain large amounts of fat, sugar, salt, as well as artificial flavors and colors. A few examples: soda, cereal, white bread, potato chips, and frozen foods like pizza, fries, and ice cream. Experts say with growing evidence that what we eat can impact the brain, it's best to eat heart healthy, a diet low in processed foods and high in fruits and vegetables. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
Previous research shows a link between consuming ultra-processed foods and a higher risk of cardiovascular disease for adults. A coalition of women's health professionals has issued new guidelines to help prevent obesity in middle-aged women. The Women's Preventative Services Initiative is recommending that clinicians should counsel female patients between ages 40 and 60 about healthy eating and physical activity, even if they are not overweight. About 43% of American women in that age group are obese. Using smartphones and other digital devices seem to actually improve memory skills. Researchers from the University College London conducted a study and found digital devices help participants store and remember very important information to free up their memory to recall additional, less important details. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, what new Federal Reserve data shows about the current state of consumer debt.
Plus, the heat sticks around, but some rain chances. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, of course, a hot one for us today, near 100 yesterday, and officially today is our 17th day that we've hit 100 degrees, which is kind of crazy. It's not good. Can't do anything about it. It's just kind of the way it is. Nice shot, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. We have pretty much clear skies. Heat advisory in effect once again as we go through this evening and then into the daytime hours for us tomorrow as the temperature is above 100, heat index near 105. Upper 90s on the Missouri-Arkansas side, also in northeastern Oklahoma. And then we got 104 in Chanute, 101. Independence, Neodesha is sitting at 103. You factor in the humidity and heat indices a little bit higher, about 100 to 105 on average across the region. A little breezy as well. Feels like a hot hairdryer. The south winds at about 10 to 20 miles per hour throughout the day, but winds have been gusting at times 25 even upwards to 30 miles per hour. It's going to stay a little breezy as we go through the evening hours, and then again as we go into Wednesday as well. Let's go outside. Let's take a look. It's sitting at 97, south winds 10 to 20, relative humidity at 37%. We slip back through the 90s, 80s as we go through the evening hours. Unfortunately, nothing's going on here. If you want any showers or thunderstorms, you got to travel off toward the east. Scattered showers and thunderstorms central Missouri and then down through kind of north central parts of Arkansas. And these are not going to affect us. We're still kind of dominated by this big dome of high pressure across the region. So these little waves kind of rotate through, and a little wave is going to rotate in late tomorrow into tomorrow night. That will give us chances for some scattered showers and thunderstorms, which we definitely need. All right, let's go through time. We're going to stop at 6 a.m. Temps near 80. We're going to heat up quickly into the mid-90s by noon, and I think most of us top out right around 100 to 102 by the time we head into the afternoon. Here's your day planner: 78 start, 95 by noon. High temp, 101. Southerly winds, again, kind of breezy at about 10 to 20. Look at this. Late in the afternoon into the evening hours, some isolated thunderstorms in our northern counties. These start to press a little farther south as we go into the evening. Here's 10:30. Let's go into the overnight hours. So here's 2 o'clock in the morning, Thursday morning, scattered showers and thunderstorms, something we definitely need. These last into Thursday morning, and then they start to dissipate, and by Thursday afternoon, we heat up again into the upper 90s for highs. So we could use a little bit of rain. It doesn't look like a ton right now, but I do think most of us pick up a quarter to a half an inch of rain with this next system, which rolls in Wednesday night into Thursday, which we will welcome with open arms. 101 tomorrow, alert day. Heat indices near 105. 96 Thursday. Those scattered morning thunderstorms. Could be an isolated thunderstorm Friday. Hot for the weekend, right around 100. Triple digits. Stick around next week. This all week. So we're staying in this pattern, which isn't great, but there's nothing we can do about it.
Really? You can't just change the numbers there on your...
I could. It'd just be highly inaccurate.
Oh, well, we don't want that.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Doug. Coming up, look at which home renovations pay off the most. First, though, we honor a local veteran. Jimmy Hatfield served in the U.S. Army in 1967. The Joplin native was stationed in Vietnam, received the Purple Heart, and we salute Private Jimmy Hatfield, a four-state hero. Topping today's Consumer Watch, the New York Federal Reserve says consumer debt topped $16 trillion for the first time ever in the second quarter. That's a 2% increase over the previous quarter. Most of the increase was driven by a jump in mortgage borrowing. The New York Fed also said credit card balances increased by $46 billion last quarter. Credit card debt has jumped by $100 billion, or 13% over the past year. That's the biggest percentage increase in more than 20 years. The U.S. jobs market isn't as bold as it used to be. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports the number of open positions fell to 10.7 million during the month of June. That's down from the 11.3 million vacancies in May, according to the latest job openings and labor turnover survey. Researchers say the sectors with the biggest decreases were in professional and business services and manufacturing. Despite the rising cost of materials and labor shortages, of growing numbers of people are updating their homes to adapt to remote work or school, or because they can't afford the cost of a new home. But experts say not all upgrades have the same return on investment. Reporter Melissa Rainey has a closer look at the projects that have the biggest payoff.
With home prices soaring, a growing number of homeowners are choosing to upgrade their homes, but experts say not all renovations have the same payoff.
When the market is getting hotter, when people's homes are becoming worth more money, they see investing more money into the home as a solid choice.
If you want the best return on investment on your next home remodel project, ditch the idea of a spa-like bathroom or magazine-worthy kitchen. A recent report from the National Association of Realtors and the National Association of the Remodeling Industry says interior projects that recoup the most money are refinishing existing hardwood floors or installing new ones. The estimated cost of new hardwoods is around $5,000, but with a $6,500 return on investment. 118% of your cost is recovered.
Change flooring from carpet into hardwood or LVP, you are much less likely to run yourself into big problems that can drain your budget.
Another project with high ROI, an insulation upgrade, with 100% of the cost expected to be recovered. For comparison, the cost of adding a new primary bedroom suite is estimated at $182,000, with only about $100,000 of that cost recovered.
One big mistake that inexperienced homeowners or investors make when they're doing a renovation is they go too grandiose. It is very common when you start moving walls to find electrical issues that need to be brought up to code, plumbing leaks that you didn't know existed.
When it comes to the outside of your house, replacing the roof and the garage doors have the best return on investment, with both recouping all their costs. For today's Consumer Watch, I'm Melissa Rainey.
Experts say inflation plus material and labor shortages have raised the overall cost of any renovation, both small and large. Back in 2020, Americans spent $420 billion remodeling their homes. The USDA is proposing new regulations that would make food processors cut the amount of salmonella bacteria found in some raw chicken products. Manufacturers that exceed allowable levels could face plant shutdowns. The CDC says salmonella bacteria sickens more than 1 million Americans every year, causing more than 400 deaths. A final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, new details are released about the drone strike that killed an al-Qaeda leader. Then on KOAM News at 6, we're going to break down the value of them both amendment Kansas voters are deciding today. Plus, we'll have more on how the expiration of a federal free lunch program is impacting a school district and how local beekeepers are working to keep their bees safe during this recent intense heat. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Given the fact that bees do not like intense heat, bees are not going to be very fond of your forecast, Doug.
No, they aren't, because it's going to stay hot over the next several days. Alert day tomorrow, 101. Heat advisory is going to be in effect. Some scattered thunderstorms tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. With the clouds and the showers, a hair cooler still hot, mid to upper 90s, and then near 100 degrees once again this weekend into early next week. Not a whole bunch of rain, but a little bit tomorrow night, which is good news. We need it.
Sure do. Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. See you then. Let's make it a great evening.